Yo, let's go. Let's go. I'm excited to do a little more with this, man. Let's do this. So we got to. Okay, we got to add this part. All right, so we also need to update this piece. I was gonna do some of this stuff offline, but I figured. I mean, I don't know. You might want to see it. I don't know. It's about to start like hanging out a little bit. Um, let's go ahead and retrieve the logo that we settled on. I'm like really kind of excited, low key. Found a good song from the weekend. The vibe to. I'm not a huge fan that that's how big it is, but I think I'll just go ahead and put it on transparent. Make it bigger if I need to. Um, see what they do with that. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but I just gave them a logo. I want to see like how Bolt is gonna adjust for that. Interesting. I would not have put that in that way. But here's the thing. That's fine. I'm gonna also make it so that when the user clicks learn or curate, the blue backfill that shows the looking at animates back and forth in a beautiful animation. Looks like a. How would we do it? Should it slide over? It's sliding over to the other option with a little wiggle in it so that it feels like it's bouncing. All right, so essentially, I wanted to like shake over a little bit, just add a little something. Like it's a pretty basic like transition to go from one to the other. Obviously, we haven't even gotten into like the pages yet, but we'll get there in a second. I knew I was going to use frame or motion. That's like normal. Yeah. Just let it compile first, and then we'll see where it is. Because at some point, like we're just going through a little bit of this stuff. We haven't even gotten into like Hey, let's just tell it what pages it needs to have. I should like that. I like that a little bit. I'm not mad at it. All right, let's go ahead and get it the actual page names. Yeah, so this is why we have a gen prompt framework, because we're about to just basically come through and we're gonna go like line by line essentially. And it'll just, and of course, we're gonna have to debug some stuff that's normal, but I think we're gonna want to start learn at first. I think. No, we're gonna. Oof, that's tough. I don't know which one to do first because essentially you need a curator in order to have someone subscribe to them. So I think I'm gonna go curator first, but I don't necessarily want to do curator first. I'm more excited about how the Learn app is gonna work. And I'm not even sure if I want it to be that simple as like clicking a thing back and forth. I think that's a solution that it came up with. Oh, look at that. This is more than it used to do. Like if you've seen any of the other builds that I've done, usually it doesn't, it's not this easy. Or it doesn't like go through and like create all of these different sources. So I'm a little worried. A little worried. So what I'm gonna do, mm, I don't like how this looks. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is give the user the option to minimize the left hand menu so that they have more screen to enjoy their reading experience and engage with the application without the distraction of the menu. If they click to close it, I'm not sure I want to do that. User experience standpoint. So let's say that they do close it. I'll give them the option to close it. Here's the reason why I'm not sure that I like that option. It's because if we close it, and a lot of this is based on the reading experience of this, right? But it basically gives them the option of whether or not they want to close it. What I'm worried about is like if someone closes it on some of these, it reduces the engagement of the other pages. And the way that this application is going to work is like highlights is a central part, but the highlights are intertwined in the other pages. And so you wouldn't necessarily want it to be shut off. However, at the same time, if someone is going through their highlight reels, they're not necessarily going to want to be clicking through discovery or their clip book. They probably open the menu up and then go to their clip book. So in a sense, highlight reels, discover, and clipbook are their own separate apps if you think of it that way. So it actually makes sense that if you close it, you could be in discover for an hour when you realize, I mean, you've kind of seen through the gem prompt framework doc what we're going to do with it, or gem work, the GPF doc like video that came before this one. You kind of get a sense of like what this is going to look like. But now that I'm thinking through it from like a user standpoint, and I'm looking at it, I'm going, I think a collapsible menu does work, because these are essentially going to be three different apps. And if you look at Discover, like what we're going to do with that is going to be so freaking interesting, because I want it to be where someone can open highlights only and they can stay in highlight reels, Discover, or Clipbook without clicking any of the other two options. And at that point, when they're doing that, they're kind of like, they can spend like an hour in that space. And I think at that point it's going to be unique in terms of a flavor, but at the same time it'll be one of those things that's special, because each thing will have its own flavor. And some people will like to be in one area but not like to be in the other area. So I think I will add that collapsible. I think I will like allow them to do that. I think that'll be interesting from I knew it was collapsible slide bar. So and then from there, I think that we'll go ahead and hit Curator app. And then, so I think this is where we need the Readwise API, to be honest, because we need to pull from that. So we need to go ahead and integrate it right now, because we're going to pull from it right now. We'll see what happens, because all right, I'm gonna go ahead and open ChatGPT for this. Okay, so let's talk a bit. So what I want to do is I want to add like something like this. So what if I need to add this to a quick document? So we only want to get into that tag update. We want to update it. We don't want to do any of that stuff. We want book detail. No. No, we just mess with the highlights right now. Okay, so let's find our results per page. Is it pagination? I can never get that word right off the top of my head. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna feed this to Bolt and see if it can take it on the chin. Uh, oh, I wonder if it can. Okay, so it's interesting. I was wondering if there's a way to like allow it to do this. So when the, what'd you call it? Collapsible sidebar is closed. Can you have the icons of the menu items show up on the closed sidebar so that the user can still navigate from page to page? So what I saw was that when I closed it, it still had a blue like line onto the left. And then when I clicked that blue line in different spots, okay, still, So it's saying right here that that the code is already set up to show the icons on the side, but as you can see, can't see them. The icons. So you can see how the icons aren't showing up when while the menu is. Yeah, or something like that. See, and if you could code, you would have seen that. So there's some. Oh yeah, that's so. And the animation is good. I like the animation going that way, but to expand, I don't like the animation. But hey, do what you can. Right now, we'll do the UI stuff like at a much later point where we're making money. Right now, we're just trying to like build a unique way of experiencing different things. So now I'm gonna pull in. Okay, so now how do I want to do this? Think I might. I think I might do this. Sometimes when I'm not sure, I like to just go ahead and take the APIs and put them in a doc because if I put them in a doc, I can just upload the doc to ChatGPT, and that kind of creates a little bit of a way to let it know what I'm dealing with when I'm working inside of Bolt. Sometimes Bolt is like, I don't know what's going on. And then I can go to ChatGPT and be like, yo, like, is Bolt wilding or is it actually can't do what I'm asking it to do? Because sometimes Bolt's right. It cannot do what I'm asking it to do. Yeah, my computer's running slow now, especially because I'm about to start flipping back and forth. They really need like a copy function set up in there. Okay, I guess I'm just going to do this then. I try to do anytime data needs to be moved from one place to the other, I try to have a little copy function built in to the application, just a good user experience. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. That's not what I needed. I went too far down. So I'm going to come right back up here and okay. I can see the problem is I'm clicking back and forth across tabs, so my computer's too slow. So I think that is your functional controller. Okay, so I am going to start over. And the reason I'm going to start over is because I don't want to be wrong. I'd rather just start over. Uh, okay, so that's highlight create. All right, so all right, highlight create is this up here. So I'm going to go ahead. The only reason why we need highlight create is in case someone wants to use someone else's highlight that they see to add to their own. So in a perfect world, like this gets integrated directly with Readwise. And we give people like a free, maybe work with the Readwise team to give people who use our application a free or discounted annual plan or monthly plan with Readwise. Because I would really love for people when they find highlights, whether through discovery or through um, a relay, I would love for people to, I'd love for people to get benefits, be able to go ahead and daily review highlights. I don't need that. Highlights list. I kind of need this. And the reason I think I need it is because I think I need. Why are these two different? Filter by the time when the highlight was taken. Same thing right here. Okay. Highlight detail. I do need this. And the reason I need highlight detail is because the more that I thought about it, I really want to make sure the authors of highlights get shine. So I think there's going to be a details portion of highlights that I want to get in so that someone can be like, oh, I really like how this person wrote. Which not looking at these, it might not actually contain, oh, it has book ID. It might actually contain that, but we still want to give it our best effort to go ahead and try. So I don't want like a highlight being going around and then all of a sudden we're the reason. I'm not saying we will be, but we're the reason why an artist or a really smart person is getting their work. I'm not saying someone would misattribute the work. I'm saying that they wouldn't attribute the work. Sometimes just bad. All right, highlight update. I don't think we will ever need to update a highlight in our application. We might need this. What do we need? Well, the tag is right there, the name, so it is. I don't think we're going to do tags updates. I think we might do tag detail once we figure out what it's for. You know, get the point of that because essentially still returning the ID and name down here, so we might as well just use the whole thing, right? Okay. Here's the thing. Won't the so if I have the highlight detail, won't it say what the tag is? Text, location, book ID, says highlight list. That's the tag right there. Cool. So we'll say the tag. Okay, let's check this now. Title, author, okay, category, please say tag, highlights. Oh, tag's right there. Boom. Okay, so we don't need this then. And this is if it pulls in more than one highlight. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do readwise API. And then we will download this. We will upload it here. Get a little bit of context. And let it read it. Okay, so I don't. We might need this for Bolt too. Let's just go ahead. Okay, now I gotta find out. Open this in a new tab so you can't see it. Hopefully you can't see it. I'm pretty sure I got this API from, but I forgot where I put it. Just what you should not do when I remember I put it out. You should not do when you are recording a video. All right, let's see how much time we got. Because you've just been watching me kind of around, but if it's over 20 minutes, we got to cut it. Boom, got to cut it. All right, next time we'll start building inside, hopefully using the Readwise API. This is more of getting some things done as far as like setting the table for the application so that we can start putting information and data inside of the application. And then we'll do UI at the end because, again, sometimes UI is so important at the beginning, but the stuff that I'm building, idea stage, I want the product to speak for itself before the UI. That's my personal preference because I'm usually not going to come up with products that don't have novel features. And so UI is an afterthought many of the times with products with novel features, and then you increase the UI. Now, if your features are at parity with competitors and all you're competing on is pricing or something like that, then sure, like design is, you can build a better design, you can build a better mousetrap, as they used to say back when I was in financial planning. Sorry, I'm talking philosophy at this point for product strategy. But at the earliest stages, when you're just trying to get people to try your product, the novelty of the interaction of a user with your product and the value that they get from your product are a little different, but they're kind of the same. So the novelty is going to help you with B2C more than likely. The value is going to happen with B2B more than likely. And so a lot of times if you're just solving the pain point or sparking that curiosity, if it's in case of B2C, you can get away with some not the best designs in the world. And so we're going to probably leave the designs where they are. And in the next episode, we're going to start working with the Readwise API and see if we can get it to work quickly. Because as you saw with the mail paper interactions with Google's API, you have to work with that API for like probably about 3.5, 4 hours at this point. And if it's anything like trying to work with, what was the API that took me so long? Well, really, that was Superbase's and Bolt's fault in how it worked with Superbase. But one thing took me about 20 something hours to work with their, 11 labs took me about 20, 25 hours to work with their API because I was trying to run their API and run through Twilio, and I didn't realize that their API had call recording. And you can see that on the reference one videos, me struggling. I've gotten a little bit smarter since then. I'll say that much.